look at either finding them or launching an investigation of what's happening over there. But again, 708 North Prater Street is a problem. Mark my words, something's going to happen there. Street work, Shattuck Street. I commend the contractors for coming back and completing the west side of Shattuck Street. They've never come back and touched the east side. It's like playing Mario Kart on Shattuck Street, from the overpass all the way to Catherine Street. Those potholes are horrendous. I actually pass that way every single day. Like, again, they've done a very good job of repairing the west side of Shattuck Street, but they've done nothing to the east side of Shattuck Street. So that continues to be a problem. There was a contractor who did some work on the 2000 block. You get to Lynn's, the seafood place. That concrete is cracking like I don't know. I mean, the scope of work is just horrible. It's not something that should be cracking just that fast. But that's right in front of that. That's becoming a problem. I do want to commend the city administration for getting. I'm sorry.
That's the actual street, Moreland Street.
It's Moreland Street. Yes, it's right in front of the place formerly known as Grace's Hair Salon. I think it's called the G Spot now. Yeah. Right across from where the sheriff's station is. But it's clear what's going on right there. Also, I talked about the 2000 block ditch cleaning. If we're still doing that, I'd like to make a request that we can get the 1000 and the 1100 block of North Cherry Street. If we can get the ditches cleaned on both the east and the west side of the street, along with the 600 block of North Adams Street. I've had constituents call and complain about those sides. Just if we can get the ditches cleaned like we've done in the past. Last thing I have, I know I was a part of a conference call with Union Pacific probably about a year ago, and how they keep Railroad Avenue. Railroad Avenue, first of all, thank you, Ms. Paulo, for getting Mr. Tim Nunn. I think he's the contractor that we have for the grass cutting, the adjudicated properties. He's done a phenomenal job. Every time we call, he gets a crew out there. But Railroad Avenue, Union Pacific, man, they continue to treat the side of that railroad, specifically the north side of the railroad, like it's a lay-down yard. There's overgrown grass, there's barricades out there, there's piles of gravel. It just looks very, very bad. I know we talked about maybe using a little bit of capital outlay money to maybe overlay that street, but if we just get a chance to take a look at what's happening out there on Railroad Avenue, those constituents should not have to live like that. I know it's several adjudicated properties out there, but we really need to look at trying to clean up that particular area. And Union Pacific is a major part of that. Again, the grass is always overgrown. I know I had a conversation with Ms. Paul, and we often cut it for them. I just think we need to put something in place where we are finding these people like we find everybody else, but they shouldn't get a pass. They never take care of their side of cutting the grass. Obviously, we're using our people to cut it. Again, I did a conference call with them. He lied. Basically just said a lot of things to make us happy in the call, but we haven't seen any progress along that. So I just think we need to hold them accountable, especially with Amtrak passing through there. Those are people who are coming through the city of Lake Charles for the first time, and I gotta imagine when they getting on that train or they getting off that train in that area, that's an ugly thing to see.
Is that by the Ryan Street?
Yes, sir. That's from the Ryan Street intersection all the way through.
To Kirkman, all the way through to Shattuck?
All the way through Shattuck, yes, sir. They don't do a great job of maintaining their property at all. And that's all I have. We do have one court tonight. Mr. Miles. Could you please, if anybody else would like to speak after Mr. Miles, just please fill out a card and we can call you up. Mr. Miles, please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, Miles Brown, 1020 4th Avenue. I got one question for anybody here. The Civic Center right here, you know, like the Millennium Park, the Boardwalk, Veterans Memorial Park, is the cleanup and maintenance, is that under the City of Lake Charles responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. Reason why I'm asking that is because a few years ago, they used to have signs all around the boardwalk that would say, no dogs allowed. But recently, from what I've noticed over the past 6 months, those signs are no longer on there. So what I noticed is that over the past 2 months, you know, more people are starting to bring their dogs there. And that's not a problem. I think that's great. But, and I've actually been kind of guilty of bringing mine there since I see people doing it now. But the thing is, if you walk in certain areas, like people not gonna see it. There's like one or two signs that say no pets allowed. So I went to the legal department to try to see if this is a law or ordinance or if you're allowed to bring your dog there. And I got an answer that said that technically you can't bring your dogs there or pets, but they don't enforce it because y'all in the process of allowing dogs to go back over there. So the only reason I'm bringing that up mainly because I think there needs to be like some dog or trash pickup, like like if you go to Preon Lake Park or right here on Ryan Street, they have those dog bag pickups. I think it's important that they start putting that there by the Civic Center because whether it's legal or not, people are still going to bring the dogs there. So, and I think there are a lot of people that don't pick up after their dogs and pets. So I think it's important that, just for future reference, I like to run there or my friends like to jog there and we don't want to step in some stuff just because people are not picking up their stuff. And that's really their fault as, handlers, but at the same time, it would make it easier for not only us citizens, but just even the people that pick up the stuff, just if they already had the trash in there. So
You talking about along the seawall, along the promenade areas?
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I guess so.
By the
Yeah,
water.
right by the water where the boats are. Because there used to be signs right there that say no pets allowed, but they got like really small signs like somewhere that nobody's gonna see it where it says no pets allowed. But like I say, it looks like it's just allowed to where you can go and bring your dog there now. So I don't have a problem with it, but I just think just going forward, soon they need to start having bags there, just really all around the area, because people walk their dogs all over the place, and stuff is all over the place too. So I think that's important. And I guess just a little minor thing on there. I like the axial clock. I think if I'm pronouncing it right, sometimes it's not right. It's not on correctly. So if that could just get fixed too. So that's the main thing I had.
Yeah,
And
I
how
think
much?
I think that clock takes a lot of heat out there.
Yeah, yeah. How much time do I have left? 1 minute. Yeah. Well, I just want to say since I got that point out across, I do want to thank the Traffic and Communications Division, if that's what it's called. I don't know if y'all remember, I've came up here many times on the traffic study, and when I went and contacted the Mayor's Action Line and they forwarded my stuff to the right people, they ended up initiating a new traffic study. And it basically was the old traffic study that was done last year was it had some technical errors. So that's why they ended up getting it done and give me another traffic study. So I think they just concluded on it. Hopefully it's different results this time, but I just want to say thank you to whoever did that. So that'll be all.
Thank you, Mr. Miles. Yep, Mr. Bibble.
Yeah, I'm still learning the proper procedure. I didn't have a complaint, but I had a question. They had several people call me about, I think they call it sober living homes. And I tried to find out if they had any ordinances in place. I said, well, I'm gonna wait till Tuesday and ask, because they so saying they got several of them in Oak Park. I've never seen them. But do we have ordinance controlling a sober living home? And I'd like to get the information
Mr.
back.
Bilbo, I'll get you a copy of the ordinance. An ordinance was passed about a year or so ago that they have to register with the city. So there is a registration form that they have to fill out, and it gives us information to let us know that they are actually there. They are not regulated by ordinance to prohibit them, but they are required to register.
And is a limit to how many? I'm just
That's
asking.
that's something the legal department's looking at. It's a Fair Housing Act issue. I'll let Corey answer that question.
There's no limit right now. The Louisiana legislature has, for years, been trying to put a bill together, but it never makes it out of committee. The lobbyists appear to be pretty powerful, but the cities are trying to look at what regulations we can try to implement ourselves.
I just like to give my answer. If I
Okay.
give my answer, they
Right now, no.
no. Okay.
We're working on it, though.
No, that's it.
But if they have complaints, they can.
Yeah, we can regulate the complaints if there's noise complaints or if there are property standards complaints or any kind of crimes, but the actual regulating the actual business itself or the operation, we're not at that point.
Yeah, but citizens are encouraged to exercise complaints
Oh,
when
definitely,
things
most
are not,
definitely.
and we can keep a record of it.
Yeah. Well, you've been probably getting the same phone calls then.
Yeah, they're all over the city.
Everybody, go. Oh, Mr. Wood.
On the, litter or the dumping over at the, Gerstner. I assume if there's paper stuff in there and it has someone's names on it, you know, if it's mail, we contact that person so that they go pick up their trash that they're dumping on other people's property? Because we should be.
Yes, the ordinance provides that.
Right, I knew the ordinance did, and that's what we
Oh,
should be doing.
yeah. Yes, sir.
And that made me think, we probably need to address our litter ordinance. We probably need to stiffen it up, because there's just entirely too much litter in the city. You know, I understand one time, you know, but you couple times, you ought to put a fine, and I think what would be more effective actually is make them take a Saturday morning and go pick up litter. Instead of having, you know, and maybe engage again, maybe we can engage with the sheriff's department. I know that at one point they had, you know, you'd have to pay them, of course, but they would go pick up litter, you know, or they'd get inmates to do it. And I brought maybe, if we could go check on West St. Charles, I think that, I don't know, if someone did some work there and left some excess dirt along the ditch that actually is on West St. Charles. If we could check on that and see if it is something that we or a contractor did, if we could, you know, put it back like it was before the work was done. I don't know if there's been a telecom or a fiber vendor over there doing work, but if we could just check into it, that'd be great.
Will do.
Good. This is a public meeting. Is there anyone who have a comment? Anyone? This meeting is adjourned.